story, like of how it really happened.
Oh man, there's a little bit of tea, but I mean it's not
Oh,
serious. I guess I can talk about it. I mean
give me the tea, bro.
everyone probably knows it. So how I slid into Tifu's DM is there was drama with a mod. I'm guessing he's an ex mod. I don't know if he still is. It's resolved. I talked to the guy. He's a very nice guy. He just was uninformed at the time.
Okay.
But one of his mods, I guess like caught wind of the hobby early and also started to offer like build services and building keyboards for people. Um, and then people in my chat were kind of, I don't know how it came up, but someone told me that he basically had sold Tifu, that he is a mod for, like a Tofu build for like $800 or something.
Ooh.
And I was like, I just called him out. I'm like, this sounds a little sus.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
for
yeah.
anyone who knows what the Tofu keyboard is, like it shouldn't cost anywhere near that much, no matter how you spec it. So I just kind of called him out on that, and then I guess Tifu saw it, and that's how I slid into his D. And I'm like, yo, I'll do something much better than this. I'll show you something that's worthy of this price tag, and then the rest is history. Yeah.
I mean, that video has gone pretty crazy, obviously, in
Hmm.
the years since. I mean, I imagine as it was happening, it was probably pretty crazy to watch, right? Like,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? Like it's like you say, it's like this landmark pre-Tifu, post-Tifu like era, right? Like by which Taeha and keyboard history is defined, right? Like, was it sort of like, was it sort of like overwhelming? Like, was it sort of this thing where you were just like, holy shit, like I like this is like this was a really good idea. Like,
It was for sure overwhelming. 'Cause I'm also a very introverted guy. Like
mm,
I honestly chose the wrong profession. I hate being on camera. The reason why like I got into videography and photography was so that I can be behind the camera. Like I love the process of creating videos, but I don't like being the subject. And then just kind of overnight, people real like recognized my face and who I was, and I was like, ah, okay, I guess I gotta do this now. Yeah,
you gotta ride the wave. You gotta,
yeah.
people like obviously you wanted the keyboards to be the focus of your content,
Mhm.
understandable. But over time, like, it's all of the little things that go into a Tejas stream, right? It's the jazz, it's the coffee slurping, it's the kitties, it's the, you know what I mean? Like
Uh-huh.
there's all these things that go into it, right? Like the humor, the sort of like laid back atmosphere, like
Mhm.
that people really fell in love with. Have you come to enjoy being a creator more?
Yeah, for sure. I'm way happier mentally since quitting my software job. Not that I didn't hate it. I did enjoy my software job, but um, I think just like videography, photography, content creation is my deep down passion, whether it be keyboard or whatever the subject may be. So I'm definitely enjoying this new lifestyle.
Was it a like a really scary decision for you, or one that you really didn't think put that? Not, I don't want to say not that much thought into, but like, was it scary quitting your job, or was it one of those things that you actually just sort of felt really confident in? And you were just like, no, I really want to do this, and had you weren't really angsting about it.
No, I mean it definitely was scary. It also almost cost my relationship. We're now married too, but something similar, yeah. Because I would basically work my software job during the day, and
Yeah.
then afterwards it was just all keyboard grind. I was like legitimately trying to grind, growing my numbers on Twitch and on YouTube. We were long distance at the time, so that's kind of why, I couldn't really focus as much as I wanted to on my significant other at the time, and I figured I'm alone, might as well try to see where this goes. My parents surprisingly took it very well because I didn't even bring this up to them until like I had a sizable paycheck that I was like, I'm not going to be making as much initially as a software engineer, but I can at least like pay the rent. Um, and then COVID hit, so it was a mixed bag during then because numbers. I mean, no one knew that numbers were gonna go up from COVID, but like when I was like, oh crap, did I make the right decision? COVID is hitting, and now, yeah.
I was going to ask you about your parents and about your family and sort of
Mm.
like how they took it, and if it was like something that you say they took it surprisingly well. They just was it because you were passionate about it, or because they just like thought you had a really sort of like sensible like like career path. You know what I mean? Like you'd obviously carved out a space for yourself that made sense, and they sort of felt that it was just like, yeah, fuck it, just try it.
They did not see a career path because they know nothing about it. But the thing for them was at the end of the day, they would rather that I work for myself
Yeah.
than for someone else.
Mm.
And they figured, I'm still young, or I was young. I'm still young, but at the time I was young, and their words of wisdom was just, while you're young, try it out. You can always fall back to software engineering if it doesn't work out. It's not going to be the end of the world. So, which is surprising because I come from a very traditional Asian household.
Mm.
The stereotypes that come with that, I did experience some of that growing up, but I think it was because I brought it up like after I had grown it to a significant size, and they were like,
Yeah.
okay, like you have numbers to back it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a fool's hope. It was like
Yeah, yeah.
you were doing the thing already. It was
Mhm.
just about sort of like fully transitioning over. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's it was same for me. I left. I was almost just shy of midway through a PhD. Uh,
PhD? Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
I was studying medieval literature, and I had been in school for a long time, and I was really like sort of at that point where I was like really about to really go down the academic path. Like, there's sort of a point at which you can't turn back anymore. Like once you've like if a PhD on average takes like 6 years to do just the PhD, once you cross that sort of like 3 year mark, you can't quit. You know what I mean? Like you
Right.
have to see it
You've already
through.
invested so much.
Exactly. You invested so much. So I was just not there yet. I had like just on the precipice of finishing my second year, and I was sort of at that point where I was like, whatever. And I had been a really big fan of esports for a long time, and saw this job writing about esports in Toronto as we were talking about before we went live, and
Mhm.
I was in the middle of writing Latin exams, and I went to my parents and I was just like, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna apply for this job. I got the job, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. And yeah, I think my mom took it well. I think that the words of wisdom were basically the same, which was just like, you are young, because at the time I was like 25, I think 24, and it was like, you're young. You know what? Fuck it. Like, just try it, see what happens. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
yeah, and the rest is history.
Wait,
But
what?
yeah,
What would your career path have been with a PhD in medieval literature?
in medieval literature, I was basically like headed for the professorial path, like just to
Okay.
become a university professor, and which is a great life,
Hmm.
a great life. All right, professors get this thing called tenure in universities,
Hmm.
so they essentially can't ever be fired. Right? I mean, you can be fired if you like violate your
Yeah.
contract, but like you can't be like arbitrarily not renewed. Right? Unfortunately, it's extremely competitive. It's like
Mm.
competitive to a point where it's like the analogy I always use is sort of like if you look at your family and you're like, I want to become a professional basketball player, it's certainly doable. It's just you have to understand like you are heading down a path of like, this thing is really hard, and there's like a really good chance I actually don't manage to do it, right?
Right. Oh,
So yeah,
that's
I just
why
decided.
your love for Witcher makes sense.
Yes, it actually does. Yeah, it actually
Okay.
does. Yeah. The vast majority of books I read are very, very, very old.
Got it.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, interesting little Dimitri lore in there, and yeah. But yeah. So I mean, I imagine that things were probably pretty scary at the beginning of COVID. At what point did it start to sort of become clear that like the boom was happening and the numbers were going up, and things were sort of entering like hyperdrive?
Um, hmm. I don't know if there was ever like a singular moment,
Yeah,
but like very quickly on, I started to land collaborations with like offline TV members.
yeah.
I started getting front paged on Twitch, and I was like, okay, like this is real. Um, I, I never thought I would last long. Going like when I decided to quit my software job, I figured maybe I'd try this for 5, maybe 10 years, and then I'll figure it out from there. I am on year 4 now, so we'll see. But it's definitely corrected itself post pandemic. But I think I was able to make a lot of great relationships and friends through Twitch. Um, Also because of the pandemic, like everyone was just gaming at home. So
Yeah.
like post stream, I would fire up games with all the people that I ended up collabing with, and started getting connected into their circles and all that. So yeah, I don't know if there was ever like a turning, like a singular point that defined, okay, I think this can be a real thing, but it was just a lot of things just snowballing after one after each other.
That makes sense. Yeah, because and even in retrospect, it sort of felt like that. Like the pandemic was weird like that, right? Or the lockdown, I should say, was weird like that, where it was just like it felt like it was like a fugue state. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
like, and you'd look up every 3 months and you'd be like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, yeah. No, that's. I can imagine that it's sort of like was weird in a sense because you say things sort of like corrected after the pandemic because numbers just felt like and I don't mean this obviously in a bad sense, it was to a similar degree the same for everybody, right? Sort of numbers were artificial in a sense, like it was
Hmm.
just like the YouTube and Twitch numbers were so crazy because like
Yeah.
everybody was at home, like there was just nothing else to do, right?
Yeah.
And I imagine that like as it sort of corrected, it's sort of like, it was hard to like gauge like what your bearings actually were. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like how big am I? Like how, you know what I mean? What is like what, you know what I mean? Where does this go? Like etc. I mean, yeah, it's I imagine it's things are to some degree sort of still falling into place, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
but
it's also affected the hobby a bit because a lot of vendors kind of assume, I mean, businesses in general kind of assumed that this pandemic boom was going to ride the wave forever.
yeah.
But now we're seeing some vendors kind of struggle with, they have too much inventory now because they ordered a ton during the pandemic and they're just now starting to ship. But people have kind of figured out whether the hobby is for them or not. And now they just have all this inventory that they're sitting on. So, yeah.
It also seemed like a it also seemed like a pretty like in esports specifically, right? It felt like there was a lot of interest in keyboards, probably because like especially if you're an esports org,
Hmm.
right? Or right, you there was no tournaments. Like there was nothing to do, right? Like you couldn't go anywhere. You're playing everything online. You're sort of
Right.
just sitting around, right? And so, you're investing in your org infrastructure. You're investing in your future. You look at things like merchandising. You look at things like collaborations, right? And you look at keyboards, and you say like, this is a thing that is getting really big. It's gotten really big, right? Like this is something we can sort of, invest in. One of the things I was going to ask you is like, obviously in the last 3 years keyboards customs have sort of I would say the line between pre-built and custom has become a little bit muddied. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like, I remember what it's. So I am actually sort of a really good example of this. Like when I bought my Polaris, that was sort of like the last, I think, time when like you either bought a custom in like and like the most normie way you could buy a custom was just like go on KBD fans or something and like get, you know what I mean, get yourself. But then like when I was looking a year later, right, things like the GMMK existed, right,
Hmm.
and it was like, oh, like customs is like are becoming like much more sort of like democratized, like they're becoming easier to get your hands on, and I'm sort of like imagine seeing that like the instinct is to say that it's like sort of a good thing. You know what I mean? Like it's great, it's good. Customs are becoming more accessible, more people are buying them. They're also becoming a little bit cheaper for better value. But I'm wondering if like you said at the beginning of the interview that you just like pre-built. You're just like you know what I mean? Like if someone asks you about this Corsair gaming keyboard, you're just like I don't know, dude. Right? Like
Yeah.
do you feel that like it's sort of like a double-edged sword? Like, do you feel like sort of customs becoming, customs, right? Like things like GMMK is becoming much more prevalent as sort of like taking away from like the sort of OG custom market?
No, I don't think so at all.
Okay. Okay.
I think like the biggest thing that I've tried with my content is to just get everyone to think more of their keyboard as something to invest in,
Yeah.
and like as like memey as like the gaming side of it can be, like I think a rising tide lifts all. So any
Hmm.
exposure for just improving keyboards to any degree, I think it benefits the industry as a whole. So I personally welcome, like, I would love for these big brands to put out better keyboards and
Yes.
stop trying to fluff up like poorly built pre-builds as like something nice and actually start paying attention to it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's still it's sort of surprising in the sense. And to be clear, I was not throwing shade at this. Maybe it sounded like I was throwing shade at GMMK. I'm definitely not. There are, however, other obviously pre-builds that are, I see the price tag of them
Hmm.
sometimes, and I am like, wow, like that. My goodness, like
Yeah.
I guess that there is this sense in which maybe some of these, big gaming companies
Hmm.
look at what people are willing to spend on a custom, like a true custom, and they think like, well, what if we just sort of put out a pre-built that had sort of like special switches and had sort of, that was also really expensive. I feel like pre-builts have become more expensive, but maybe I'm crazy.
I don't pay attention too much to it, honestly.
You just literally don't
No,
fucking it.
like I have no
I
idea what
love that, dude.
Logitech does. I have no
That's
idea what
great.
Corsair does.
That's fucking
Um,
based. I love that. That's great. That's so great. Because it's crazy. Like I will see, like, look, obviously, I remember back in 2013 or 2012 or whatever, right, when a Black Widow Razor was like $139, like
mm,
Canadian, mind you. But like I remember when it was like that expensive and things like, oh, it's good. But nowadays, I swear to God, man, I see like some of these like Logitech keyboards and they're like 230 bucks or something, and I'm just
for
like,
a
bro, how much?
Logitech keyboard.
I swear to God, some
Oh
of these like
wow,
high
okay.
end gaming, like, and I'll be like, bro, like maybe I'm crazy, maybe chat can correct us, but I was just like, I see some. It feels like the price has gone up because I think my theory is that these companies see what people are willing to spend on customs, and
Hmm.
they say, even if it's just a GMMK, right, and they say, like, well, shit, we could get that too, right? Like we
Hmm.
could we could jack up our prices and make the keyboard super fancy and right and anyway, but um I guess if you don't pay attention to the free market, you don't pay attention to the real market. I don't really either. It's just sort of like an observation I've made. But
Yeah.
I was just curious if you had thoughts.
But I
But
think that's the crazy thing. Like even though this hobby saw such a huge boom the past couple years, I would still say the majority of the world doesn't care about their keyboard. Like it's so
that's
easy.
definitely true.
It's so
Yeah,
easy for us to drop like $1,000 on the next phone, which
I know.
honestly we don't do. I would say the majority of us don't do much on our phones to warrant upgrading every year. But like you mentioned, like a $200 keyboard, and everyone's like, no way. But like you probably spend
True.
as much time on a keyboard as you do on your phone. If some people, it's more.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
yeah,
that's one thing that I'm realizing. Like the older I'm getting, okay, I'm not that I'm old, but like as I am maturing more, like
yeah,
I think it's important to invest in the things that we actually use a lot. So like this, I say this like jokingly to a lot of people, but like one of my goals one day is to like own $1,000 bidet or like a $5,000 bidet. I don't know. Like it's
yeah.
something that we use so much. Well, okay, maybe not
Yeah.
America, but like it's a tool that you get a lot of use and benefit from. But we've just kind of been conditioned by, whether it's like mass production or whatever you want to call it, to just kind of consider it as like a generic commodity.
Yeah, 100%. I think that there's a lot to say for people. One, in investing in things that bring you pleasure and things that you use every day. I'm an avid cyclist, and I spent a lot of money on a bike last year, a road bike.
Hmm.
And I had used, a hybrid beater, and I loved it, and I was biking at 150 kilometers a week, and I was like, and then one day I was just like, I don't spend a lot of money on a lot of things. So why not just go spend an exorbitant amount of money on this thing that like I'm
Uh-huh.
going to use every day and I'm going to
Right.
love every day and it's going to bring me so much pleasure. And I love it. Every day I admire it. I love it. It makes me happy. I'm with you. And I'm also with you on this idea that people significantly underestimate how much time they actually spend using a keyboard. Like you
Hmm.
say, like it's anytime we build our lives around computers and it's sort of like that's accepted, but this idea that we build our lives around the actual input mechanism into the
Hmm.
computer is somehow overlooked, right?
Yeah.
And you're right. Yeah, I spent a fairly decent amount of money on this custom keyboard 4 years ago, and I have used it literally every day since.
Yeah.
Literally every day, save when I'm traveling or something, right? So, and I
Hmm.
don't travel a lot. So, yeah,
It's also
yeah,
hard for people to I think just the idea of amortizing the cost. I think a lot of people don't get that. Like you
yeah,
can spend $500 on a keyboard, but that'll probably last you. I mean, assuming you don't like spill water on it or whatever, it'll last you for
yeah,
years, if not until you die, maybe. So
yeah.
if you consider the amortization of it, it's a lot easier to stomach.
It's
Unless you have a
true.
problem and you start buying multiple keyboards.
Well, yeah, I've been very good with that. I've been very good at not buying several, but um, yeah, it's definitely a thing that people I think have obviously become increasingly invested in, but it
Hmm.
still feels, as you say, it still feels like there's a bit of a disregard, maybe is
Hmm.
the word, disregard for the importance and the pleasure, as you say, the pleasure that a great keyboard can bring you. I mean, I think what your channel does so well, what your content does so well, is it really just on every level, it just sort of like brings out like the notes of pleasure around a great keyboard. Like I was joking earlier, but the smooth jazz, right? The coffee slurping, right? Your cats, you know what I mean? Like the interactions with chat, like the sound of the switches, right? Like just everything sort of like around the pleasure that typing and typing well and typing on this lovely mechanical device that you yourself has built. And I've always been a very big advocate of the idea that like if you build it yourself, it always means more to you. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like there's
Yeah.
something special about the idea that you built it with your two hands, right?
Hmm.
And like I learned how to solder so I could build a keyboard. I didn't know how to do that before I built a keyboard, right? And there's something sort of there's a pride, I think, in that.
For sure.
Yeah, I think more people should. I always advocate. I'm not a big custom guy. Like, oh my goodness, I only own one. I'm not an expert, but as someone who has actually built a custom and who did actually have to do it the old-fashioned way, right? I always advocate that more people should build customs. Like I always tell my gamer friends when they ask me about the new gamer keyboard, the new Logitech or whatever. I'm always like, just get a custom, bro. Get a
Why
custom. They're like,
why did you
yeah.
stop at one?
Why did I stop at
Yeah,
one?
why haven't you bought more keyboards?
You know what I think it is, Teha? I think it's actually the embodiment of exactly what we were just talking about, which is I think I take a pride in the fact
Hmm.
that 4 years ago I was like, I'm gonna spend, whatever it was, like five almost I think with the GMK and everything, like $500
Hmm.
on a keyboard,
Right.
but it's going to last me so long. You know what I mean? It's an
Okay.
investment. And I think that the problem is that it's very easy to turn around a year later and be like, oh, but the new key calls. Like, oh, but like, and you just keep buying and buying. Not that there's anything wrong with that, obviously, but I am someone who sort of like really lived it. You know what I mean? I bought one and I've used it every day for 4 years and I just, I don't need another one. What's wrong with my keyboard? It's
That's
perfectly
fair.
fine.
No, that's
Yeah.
completely
Like,
right. Yeah.
yeah, right. So I think that's it.
Nice, nice. Have you
Yeah. What's
built
it?
your wife a keyboard?
No, and I was going to. I think I still might. I think I still might. Yeah. I think I still might actually. Because the one
Okay.
thing I do miss about it is I miss the act of building. Like
Mm,
there's something really, really obviously like cathartic and fun and you know what I mean about building a keyboard. Like the exhilaration of like, lubing switches and soldering and assembling the kit, right?
mhm.
That I miss. And even if I don't use it, I could do that build a custom for my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think keyboards honestly are a pretty good gift. I mean, assuming it's like a
Mm.
custom, because it's still a thing that many people probably wouldn't buy on their own. But like, it's a very practical gift that if you do gift it to someone, they'll probably enjoy it.
Yeah, especially if you sort of really like you can make it so custom tailored to their personalities or
Mm.
their interests or their tastes, right? Like
You know, like if you built it yourself for your friend, like that also adds
yeah,
some meaning to it.
it does. Yeah, it really does, right? It's
Hmm.
it's really it means a lot, I think, when somebody gives you something that they made.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if I guess I sort of got it sounds like I'm shitting on these new custom sort of like brands, but I wonder like do you think for instance that like there's something lost with like when I was buying my keyboard, I remember like Sifo said to me he was like you could do hot swap because I was a first timer. Like I told you I didn't know how to solder. He was like you could do hot swap. I remember at the time he said that like there's I feel like I remember him saying that like the technology like just wasn't quite there yet. Where he said like they can be a little bit finicky sometimes. He said like the really if you want to be like ultra reliable, like just solder it. Like don't,
Mhm.
because then 100%. But do you think that there is something? I hear these days that like hot swap is like the wave. Like everybody's is doing hot swap, or at least a lot of sort of like the average consumers are.
Mhm.
And obviously now when you order stuff, like GMMK makes it super easy to like order what it is you want. Do you think there's something sort of lost in the old ways?
Lost.
The old ways?
Hmm. Maybe just like a tiny bit. Like there is something fun about the soldering aspect. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, I think like just technically speaking, that is probably the hardest part of a build.
Yes.
But hot swap has gotten really good nowadays. Like I build hot swap all the time now. It was a little finicky back then, but it's hot swaps. Everyone has hot swap now.
Okay.
I don't think it's any more like better just because you soldered a build. That's a pretty elitist mindset to have, I think. But
Yeah. Yeah.
there is something to be said about the fact that you soldered your own switches
Mm-hmm.
onto a board. I wouldn't say it's lost though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious. Like it sounds like a yeah, no, I was just curious because like I said, I have not ever done it with hot swap. The
Hmm.
one thing I will say is that I was all excited about soldering and doing it myself until I had to desolder a PCB.
Uh,
And dude, it was literally like I would rather buy a new fucking keyboard than have to do that. I had to drive my PCB to Sifo's house, and he bought this like high-end like industrial
desoldering gun.
desolderer. He literally was like, I'm not doing it anymore with the sucker thing, and
Yeah.
he's like absolutely not. He's like, so he bought himself this fancy one. I took it to him. He did it in 20 minutes, and it would have
It's
taken me like
exponentially
3 hours.
easier, yeah, with if you have
Yes,
the
yes.
tools.
Yeah. That's the only problem I will say is desoldering. Soldering
Mhm.
is fun. It's easy, it's good to learn, but desoldering
Yep.
is a fucking nightmare, man. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
brutal. Just brutal.
Have you tried
Um,
soldering other stuff now that you have the skill?
well, what else would I solder?
You can make your own cables. If like your tech breaks, you can try
Yeah.
soldering wires together. I don't know.
Yeah. You know what I do want to do? I don't know if this requires soldering. You know what I do want to do though? So I'm a big boomer. I love Zowie mice.
Okay.
But they're wired.
Uh,
And so I have a bunch of Zowies that have rubber cables that I want to paracord myself. But I
mm.
don't know. I feel like that requires soldering, right? Because you have to
If it's a
like
wire, you would need to solder the wire part together. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, right? So maybe I'll paracord a few of my mice, and maybe
Yeah.
that's
Very
because I got my
doable.
soldering gun sitting in storage. It's still there, like got to find something to do with it.
Well,
Yeah,
paracording, you might not even need a decent because that just that would go over the rubber sleeving, right?
yeah, and I wouldn't have to replace the wires, right?
Hmm.
I think
Hmm.
I would just take the rubber off and then just put the paracord on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe there's no
Oh, someone in
all right.
chat is saying it's just a JST connector, so you can probably just unplug the connector
Oh, is it you just unplug it, really?
once you open up the
Oh,
shell.
okay.
Yeah.
I've never done it. I was actually on Twitter recently. I was talking to James Bardolph, the CS caster,
Mm.
about it. He paracords all of his Zowies, and
Uh,
he was saying like, oh yeah, you can just do it. It's easy. But I haven't looked into it since. So, but maybe I'll do that.
I
Or
have
I'll
a
just build
question
another
for
people.
you.
No, please, yeah.
Do you do you think um like big companies will always be how do I word this? Do you think there will ever be customs allowed on major like competitions ever?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because that's been one of my biggest roadblocks. Just like
That's a good one.
sponsorships, they
Yeah.
just have they're just bound by peripheral contracts.
It's a really tough one. It's a really tough one because the issue is not even so much, as we say, like it's not even so much like checking people's keyboards or you know what I mean, like are you cheating or whatever. Like it's not even so much that. It's more even if you do. Like, I remember back in the day, and I don't think I'm misremembering this. I remember back in the day, like when Valve was doing the international back in like I guess 2016, 2017, whatever it was, like pros would literally have to like you would store the equipment with Valve at the
Mhm.
event and it would be like a brand new in-box keyboard, I'm pretty sure. Like
Yeah,
it
yeah,
would
I
be
heard.
like
Yeah.
yeah, you'd be like this is a new Razer Black Widow, right? Like and like when you give it to Valve and then like the day of the match you like unwrap it and you like pull it out of the box and you get some time to set it up and everything. But yeah, like
Right.
They were very obviously very strict about that stuff. But even if you get past those obstacles, peripheral sponsorships with teams
Hmm.
are a big thing, right? If G2 is sponsored by Logitech, they want their players using Logitech keyboards on the major stage. Then when that camera pans over Nico's desk, they want people to see that there's a Logitech on that desk, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't think so, man.
But
I
I've
mean,
also seen some players use customs. So like, how does that work?
it must depend on the team, right?
Team, okay.
Because maybe if you're a team that doesn't have a peripheral sponsor,
Uh-huh.
right? You don't run into that issue, obviously, right? Like
Mm.
TSM has a Logitech sponsorship, or they did. I don't know if they still do, but like had a big one, right? And G2, I think, still has a huge Logitech sponsorship. Other teams have Razer sponsor. They have to use that specific brand. But if you're a smaller team who doesn't have a peripheral sponsor, then why can't you use your custom, right? You've commissioned keyboards for CS:GO players, have you not?
Um, CS:GO. I've done one for Sticko, but I don't know if he was allowed to use his board on stage. I know he got his team got pretty close to winning this year, but
Yeah, the major.
yeah.
I think he played for a different team too. When you,
Okay.
I think he played for, he would have played for Godsend, right? When Godsend, when
Yeah. When
you,
I built
I
a
think,
firm, he wasn't Godsend.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so it's different now. I don't know if Gamer Legion has a peripheral sponsor, but honestly, man, it is a real roadblock. Like I told you that anecdote about Pengu. Obviously,
Hmm.
it is a real roadblock. Yeah,
Yeah.
like yeah. Now in his case, like he's a big streamer, obviously, and he was even then when he was playing professionally. So like he could use it day in day out when he's sitting at his home PC and stuff. But it's just when he's traveling he can't. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough to like be this pro CS:GO player who like commissions like a $3,000 keyboard and then you just can't even take it with you to
Yeah.
the major, right? Like it's sort of like what's the point,
Uh,
like yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough.
I also saw the video on that you guys did on the Wooting 60HE
I'm
this
gonna
week.
ask you about it. Yeah, I was gonna ask you about it.
Do you think that will that ever be like a sanctioned keyboard? Like even if you
It's
have
in
a peripheral
Yeah,
sponsorship?
it's interesting, right?
Uh-huh.
Because that's a keyboard. I mean, have you used a Wu-Tang?
I actually have not. It's been on
You have
my
not used
list,
one.
but no, I have not. But I mean,
So
I'm familiar with analog switches, and I do know
yeah,
their applications. Yeah.
yeah. So then the idea then to you, like, because you obviously have a immensely better technical understanding of this than I do. Like I have heard pro CS:GO players have told me that the keyboard feels like a cheat code. They have
Hmm.
said that when you are counter strafing, specifically in CS:GO, where obviously counter strafing is very important, the tightness of the movement, they have said it feels actually like objectively easier. Like I feel like I'm cheating when I use this keyboard.
Hmm.
Do you think that that's placebo, or do you think that there is actually like a technical grounds for that? I'm genuinely asking you. I don't know.
Do I think it's placebo? I don't know if it's placebo. I do think, I mean, you can definitely, I think people underestimate how like sensitive your fingertips can be
Yeah.
and just like responding to that. I don't think it's placebo, but I don't think just because you switch to a analog switch that you'll necessarily perform better, if that
Okay.
makes it. Has there been like scientific tests of like pros significantly somehow improving in performance by switching between the
I don't.
keyboards?
I don't know of any scientific studies on pros. I know that there's obviously creators out there who have, and you can see them on YouTube, like the popular routing videos, right,
Hmm.
where they talk about like the analog switches, like just like demonstrably feeling better, specifically in CS:GO, right,
Hmm.
where this like where counter strafing is so important, and how once you go like I know Zywoo like he uh literally used one and like the day he used a Wu-Tang he was just like I need you to order me like four more of these because like I'm never using another keyboard like this is
Uh-huh.
like yeah and I've heard a lot of that's just anecdotal that's just this feels better to me but I've heard a lot of like very good like very proficient professional CS:GO players saying like holy shit, it's like night and day. Like this feels so fucking good. I have to use
Yeah.
this every, going forward. If it ever comes to light that there is actually like, a demonstrable uh competitive advantage to using the keyboard, I mean, I guess it would make sense for teams to be like, you guys can use it, right? Like, if it's going to make you a better player, right? Then, like, even if it's just by that little extra bit, which at that level of play does matter, right? Then I guess so, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's placebo. Like, I do think there probably is a noticeable difference, especially at the pro scene.
yeah,
But I mean, I'm just wondering. So like, if all these players they're all raving about the Wooting,
yeah.
but not every major like company has a analog switch keyboard yet.
No,
So how would that like affect? Because if they're practicing on the 60 HE and then they go to perform at like a LAN, wouldn't there be a disconnect there? Sorry.
I think so. No, you're cool. I think so. Yeah, right. I think so. I don't know, what it's so hard, right? Like I don't know what the where the important line is there. Like if you're G2 and you're like, look, and Nico is like, guys, like I'm trying to win a major here. You know what I mean? Like let me use the keyboard I want to use, right? Like
Yeah.
it's kind of tough you to look at it and be like, I'm sorry, man, you got to use the Logitech. Like that's what the sponsorship deal says, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe, and then I guess this will all just get solved when Logitech makes a keyboard with an analog switch, right?
That's true,
And then I guess so, right? That seems like the sort of logical, But someone in my chat did make a good point though, actually, which it would not be a hard thing to circumvent, but it is important to factor in with cost, which is I do think that there is a rule that pro players have to have two identical keyboards at a tournament, which means if they commissioned a custom, they would have to commission two identical versions of that custom.
Interesting. Why
I mean,
is
I
that?
think probably because if one breaks,
Uh-huh.
you have to be able to swap it out right away. It's like in a hockey match or like a baseball game, like when the bat breaks or the stick breaks, you need the ball boy or the right to bring you the next one. Like,
Why do they have to be identical though? I mean, I understand the redundancy aspect, but
I think it's because
wouldn't you still need to like do
I
whatever
guess
verification?
I guess you're right. Actually, I guess you're right. I guess it's more just they would want them to be identical for consistency. But I guess you're right. Actually, if you're gonna verify that one board is like above board, no pun intended, then why not do it with two different keyboards? Like, what's the difference, right? I guess you're making it. No, it's a good point. Yeah, I don't know, but I never thought about it until you said it. It is a good point you make about it being a roadblock for you. Like, I actually, it makes a lot of sense to me. Actually, yeah, right. Like, if you are, especially for pro players, obviously for streamers, like this doesn't matter, but for pro players, yeah, I can imagine that being a big deal. Although actually, now that I say it, I guess it doesn't matter for streamers because like Shroud can't commission a custom from you, or he could, but he has like a name deal with Logitech, right? So he uses Logitech all peripherals across his desk,
Right.
so he couldn't just use a Taeha custom.
Yeah,
right.
That's why the majority of my client base have either been like retired ex pros or current pros who just kind of want it for their personal use off camera.
Have you ever had a potential client who like sort of like as we're talking like who wanted one but were up against the challenges of a peripheral sponsorship?
Oh yeah, many.
Many. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like the first thing I ask whenever a pro player reaches out. I'm like, do you have a peripheral sponsorship? Like, can you even use this keyboard? Because some of them don't know. Like, they legitimately, they're young and don't know. They haven't read the contract or whatever. Yeah.
Without divulging, are there like big names? You know what I mean? Like are there people who like it's like pretty like celebrity status pro players who like want to use one, but if they were up against the constraint, I asked this because like I said, I imagine that if you are Nico, right, or you are Simple or something, and you're like, look, I want to use this keyboard because I genuinely think it's better, it feels sort of hard to look at a player like that and say like, no, you have to bend to the rules of the sponsorship agreement, right? Yeah.
Not quite Simple level, but
yeah, I mean that's fair.
yeah, I've had some decent. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I was just curious. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I saw the video on like why pros tilt their keyboards.
Yeah.
Why has no one made like a stripped down? Like, you don't even need a 60% for CS:GO.
Nope.
Why don't pros use like smaller so you don't have to turn it? keyboard?
You know why I think honestly. So one is just like convenience. Like it's just like we're all used to using keyboards. So like why would you
Okay.
ever strip down for that? You know the other reason though, I imagine that would be a real problem. CS:GO specifically requires a real amount of typing because console commands are a
In
huge
game?
part of
But
in
like,
game, even in game, even because if you're set like when you're setting up your config at an event
uh-huh.
and you are actually like typing in things like whether it's smoke tracers or whether it's just changing your crosshair. Keep in mind, a lot of OG pros when they change their crosshair, they don't go in the menu to do it. They literally type like they'll hit like what's it called tilde and they'll literally just type in crosshair underscore gap. What like they'll type it in. You'll see even I think it was Hiko used to do this on stream. Like OG CS players will still do this. They'll still
Like
type their crosshair into the console.
mid game during like a major competition.
I mean, if you want to change your crosshair, you want to be able to change your crosshair, right? Like it's like,
Really?
yeah.
Okay.
But you also hop into a server, like when you're setting up for before a match, like you're practicing a smoke, and you want to turn on your infinite buy, right? Like you have to be
Uh-huh.
able to type into the console to do this stuff, right? Like my instinct is to say that if you strip down below a 60, it would just cause annoyances where you're just like, fuck, I actually have to type something. You know what I mean? I mean, think about if you have to type even to type to an admin. Like you're in the middle of a match and your audio's not working and you have to type like you know what I mean? Like
Mm,
it's just these little things that you may not think would come up, but they actually might come up over the course of a tournament, right? And you're just like
okay.
you have this little hand thing. You
Because
can't fucking type with it, right?
I imagine like pros would just like load a config file or something that just has
They
all their
do.
preferences.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
Wow.
do. They do. Yeah.
Okay.
But if you want to adjust anything beyond that, I guess it's more just like stuff like that, right?
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah, that's my instinct, my instinct.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyway, yeah. But they do. You've seen those like razor things, right? You've seen those
Yeah, where
like
it's like a hand
yeah,
and
yeah,
you.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, so do you want to play some? You want to play some CS:GO?
Oh god. Sure, I'm down.
You want to play some CS? Let's do it, bro.
I'm down.
Let's run it.
Oh, I'm gonna
Let's run it. So
embarrass
when's the last
myself.
time? When is the last time Taeha sniped? When is the last time
I
the
did pop
boy?
into a custom with friends maybe like half a year ago, but
Okay.
I got 360 no scoped live on stream. I have not fired it up since then. I have retired.
Still healing, eh?
I
Still
have been
healing.
traumatized. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel that. I feel that. I feel that. It happens to the best of us.
How are you
You've
liking
seen.
CS2? I'm like trying to keep up with CS2 news.
I have not tried it yet.
Oh yeah, you don't
I
have access?
I didn't
What?
get access. I know. I
What?
didn't get
Wait, then who
access.
has access? Just pro players or
No, it's like pro players and like silver twos. They just
silver
rolled it.
team?
No, I'm serious. Like they rolled it out at random, and it's just like, yep. I did not get access. A lot of people didn't, to be fair. So
Okay.
yeah, a little bit touchy, a little bit of a touchy subject these days. But no, I'm honestly, I'm cool with it.
Got it.
But I haven't tried it. I haven't tried it. Obviously, I've watched a ton of footage, but I have
Mhm.
not actually tried it yet. So I don't know if it's gonna let us play like actual matchmaking, like ranked, quote unquote. I think we might have to do unranked, which is totally fine.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm
But
probably unranked right now.
yeah, I think so.
What has your peak rank been?
Global elite.
Oh, okay.
I'm legendary Eagle Master right now because
Wow.
I went on a bit of a losing streak.
So
I was
you're
memeing a little bit
cracked.
hard. I wouldn't say I'm cracked. I would just say that I'm a bit of a gamer, but I wouldn't say that I'm cracked. I can invite you. And I had more questions for you, but they're just like fun questions.
Yeah, yeah. How do I even?
I can send you another one if you want.
I see your invite, but I don't know how to join. Oh, wait, I see.
There you go. Perfect. So let's see what it lets us do. We can just do.
Sorry, hold on. Any maps that I prefer? No. Surprise me. I might not remember callouts. I Okay. For reference, I kind of stopped playing when like the rank shift happened in like 2017, 2018. That is the last time. Okay. Hold on, I need to. Do you have cheats enabled? Hmm. Uh, I don't know if I'm gonna play, but I do enjoy. I still enjoy watching CS. Like CS is the true and only FPS game in my heart. Do you also dabble with all the other what is it? FPS games?
Obviously, but I don't like play it regularly.
Hmm.
Let me just see if this is gonna work. Yes. Okay. Let me invite you, or re-invite you, I should say. It's really just I play a lot of Counter-Strike, and I play. Actually, I'll take cash off. There. I play a lot of Counter-Strike, and these days that's pretty much it, man. CS is hitting good these days. That's pretty much that's like I play other games. Like I play a lot of Destiny 2. I love Dark Souls, but I don't play any other shooters really, other than Siege.
Do you happen to play TFT?
I don't. I'm not a TFT guy. Are you? I know you're a TFT guy. I know you're a TFT. Are you a TFT guy and a League of Legends guy, or just a TFT guy?
I don't play League anymore. I'll still watch the pros play like the major tournaments,
Yeah.
but I don't really keep up with League as much either. Oh my
Okay.
goodness, I'm scared.
Mirage against the Spin Knights. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it.
I'm gonna get embarrassed. What is the meta nowadays? Is it still AK M4?
Yes, sir.
Any new changes? Does the AK still is it still a one tap on the head?
AK is still a one tap. No meta changes. Both M4s are viable.
Oh,
There
both
was
are
a
viable.
time. Yeah, they're both viable. There was a time when they were both not viable, and the silencer was like extremely overpowered. But you can run either one now. I still like the silencer better, but it's cheaper, and I think it's just still the better gun.
Wait,
But you can run both.
what part of cache is this?
This is Mirage.
I mean, this area.
Oh, this is a warm up. This is the warm up. Yeah. So they added this recently. This is like a 1v1 area you do before you load into the actual game.
Oh, I see. Is this just you and me
Yeah.
1v1ing?
No, it's us against random members of the other team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is FPS so low? Maybe my computer can't handle this.
Turn my CS down a bit. Yeah, one sec, Colton.
Video.
Oh, actually. There. Is that better, Colton? All right. Send it, bro.
My game is frozen.
It's frozen?
No, I'm changing some quality settings right now.
Oh, no.
CSGO.exe is not responding.
Uh-oh. You can load back into the game. It's okay.
Okay, I'm gonna close and then
Yeah, if you change graphic settings like while CS is open, you're just legitimately always gonna your game is always gonna crash. It's just like part of how CS:GO works.
Oh, my chat said don't touch it. It takes 40 seconds. Whoops.
Gotcha. Can we pause? Hold on. Call timeout. Let's see. Wait, what? Oh, it's already. Oh, yeah. Okay. I forgot it's automatic now. So when you DC, there's an automatic timeout. So you have like 2 minutes to reconnect.
Ooh.
Yeah. Quality of life. Quality of life.
Has the whole hacker situation gotten better with? I mean, since
Yes.
20, whenever I stopped playing.
It definitely has. We are not playing a prime game because this is not ranked. We are playing like unranked. And so I feel like this is where a lot of the spin botters tend to thrive, but I don't maybe we'll get lucky and be okay. These accounts look real on the other team. So oh, he may have spoken too soon.
Are you what position do you normally play?
I usually play either. I used to op, and then
Oh,
I stopped because I just like playing support. I feel I'm a supporty boy, so I either play like hard entry or I op. That's my thing.
I see.
Yeah. All right. What do you like to play? Do you like to op?
I mean, I used to op, but I don't think I should touch the op, considering I haven't played in months and years. I don't even remember how to defuse and plant. What is it? E F?
I have very weird binds, so for me it's C. I'm never the right. People ask me this all the time when they're relearning CS:GO, and I'm a terrible help because my binds are so weird.
Oh, what is this exclamation mark?
One's in window.
Ah!
Oh, unlucky.
Oh my god, I'm alone. Oh!
He pushed you under. He's running up the stairs behind you.
Oh my
NT,
god, I
brother.
am so
NT.
bad.
It's fine, man. Yeah, we're in the trenches now. We're in unranked CS. This is
I
like,
see.
yeah. Oh, one of the guys in our team is in our chat. What's up, dude?
Oh, nice.
Love that. I have a bad spawn for this, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Never mind.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's under. I'm gonna flash ramp, flashing now. He's underneath heaven. Or palace, I should say.
Oh
My
my goodness, I just got flashed. This is just gonna be spectator simulator for my viewers. Stat track fire serpent. My goodness. Oh! Oh, NT.
unlucky.
Do you view your skins as a legitimate form of investment for retirement?
I do. I do. Yeah, I spent a pretty penny on my CS:GO skins, and I have made a pretty penny in return, actually.
Do you like daily cost average skins every week, or?
I used to when I bought more of them. Honestly, I
Oh
did.
wow!
Now,
Okay.
now I actually used to. Nowadays, not so much, just because I like haven't bought a skin in a long time. I sort of have my like Grail tier like end game inventory, if I'm being honest.
Uh-huh.
So I don't really have any need to buy anymore unless I'm buying them purely for investment, which I don't do so
Ah.
much anymore because I'm a little older now, and my wife and I have to buy real estate soon. So you know. Oh my god.
There's a
it's
guy
always
mid. Oh, it's smoked.
There's a guy cat. Oh, I whiffed. Can this guy make a play window? Let's see. Oh, dude. I'm always
Oh my
blind.
god.
Oh. So I was gonna ask you about because my we have merch, as you know, because you
Yes, I
were
wore it on stream.
yes,
It was
you
very
wore it on
comfy.
stream. That's awesome to hear. Your merch is sick, and our
Oh,
graphic designer who designed our merch told me to tell you that your merch is
oh, thank you,
extremely
thank
cool,
you. Wait, I need to
which
send you
it is.
some. I don't know if you.
Oh, bro,
I'll send you. I'll DM
bless
you
bless it
afterward.
up. Please do. I would unironically would love that.
Oh
Oh, Mag
shoot.
7, bro. Speaking of merch, actually, speaking of hoodies, nice
Yes.
segue. I was going to ask you about your compound tour at 100 Thieves. I remember seeing that when it happened. That was so sick.
Yeah.
Getting to meet Nate Shot and doing like keyboard modding with him and stuff. How did that
Mhm.
happen?
How did that happen?
Sorry, you're like in the middle of like a
I'm
little
hiding in the
adventure here.
smoke. I forget.
Okay.
Oh, Damien Estrada. Do you know Damien Estrada?
I feel like I know the name, but I'm not
Uh,
putting a
yeah,
face to it.
he's not a player, but he's been like a pretty high up creative director for Liquid. And then he was at 100 Thieves for a bit. He's back at
Yeah. Oh,
Liquid
I
now.
do him. Yeah, 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 I do know him. I do know him. Yeah, like I don't know him, but like I know of him. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He was the guy who initially gave me a tour of the compound. And then I think shortly afterward, they were in talks with High Ground.
Yes,
So they kind of brought me on to like aid with consulting a little bit. And then from there, we've just been kept in touch since.
that's awesome.
Yeah, we've done the typing test video with the old 100 Thieves Valorant team as well. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
One's cat. Oh my god, I'm so blind all the time. Bottom con. Got timing so hard. Were there any like real diehard keyboard enthusiasts at 100 Thieves? Like, is Hiko like secretly a keyboard degen?
No, he was interested. He's actually one of
Yeah.
the cases of people who was interested and then they ended up getting a peripheral thing last minute.
Oh, unreal.
I'm so bad.
Unlucky. We're all bad, bro. We're all bad. Mirage T side, man. Mirage T side. All right. What am I gonna buy here? We're buying. Yeah, we should buy. Fuck it.
I can drop you.
No, you're chilling. You're chilling. I'll buy Scout. Try to make a play here. Oh, oh.
Do you buy all your gear with the numbers?
No, I'm actually a weirdo who uses the buy menu.
Like you manually click?
Yes,
Oh wow.
I know. Oh, of course he timings on stairs. I have your stairs. If he swings close, you can kill him. We actually have numbers here. Gotta go for the content peaks here.
Ah!
Where the fuck? Oh. So another thing I was gonna ask, I know this is so rough. So another thing I was gonna ask you about was, and I was reminded of this today when I was going back and I was watching, our offbeat, the ASMR vinyl record that you made. So I have
Yes.
two questions. One, what was the idea for that, right? Two, how does one go about like making a vinyl record of just like anything they want? You know what I mean? Like, I have to know the story.
Yeah, so a friend of mine in the community hit me up saying that he also has a friend and his business revolves around making vinyl of just like not necessarily music, but like eccentric soundtracks. So one of his best-selling records is just background noises of people dining on a train.
Okay.
So that's like his niche. So he figured, why not put out a vinyl of just like typing sounds?
Yeah.
And then that's how it happened. It's not even. Honestly wouldn't recommend buying it because it's not like they were recorded in a studio. It's literally just recorded from my like bedroom. So the audio quality is absolutely terrible. But I mean, it was just a cool thing to do. We only made like 500 of them. It's just like a nice, quirky, weird thing that we figured. It'll be a fun thing for people who was interested.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, like, it could be very relaxing, like to put on a vinyl record of some typing ASMR. I think it's a cool idea.
Do you know if there is one for CS:GO?
No, I don't know. I can't imagine.
That can be maybe you have to pay a licensing fee, but
yeah, that's true. Actually, that's true. Yeah.
I don't know. You can put tracks of like 2 minutes of just spraying a singular gun.
Yeah, Valve wouldn't care either. I definitely wouldn't care. You could definitely get away with it, I think. All right, what should we do here? Let me smoke window, and we'll try to get some picks. Middle.
Smoke window. Oh, someone already smoked it. Oh!
All right, we got numbers. Let's go. We got this.
First
I'm gonna wrap back
lead
around to
ever?
ARAM.
Oh, shit. Oh my goodness.
Where was he?
Right by stairs, but he has swung out.
Oh. Dude. Getting Ferrari peaked. Absolutely Ferrari peaked. So this is sort of a big question, but I was curious. Do you have a favorite Switch?
Favorite Switch? Yes.
Yeah.
My desert island Switch, or if I could only use one for the rest of my life, it is Topra. Topra. Oh, we're on the board.
We're on the board, baby. We're on the board.
The Topra Switch.
So what is it about the Switch you love so much?
It's kind of an in-between a mechanical tactile Switch and a membrane Switch.
Okay.
I know membrane is kind of memed on, but I think like there's something about that membrane mushiness that is like comforting and nice. It's comfortable. It doesn't fatigue you. But I think it doesn't quite have as a tactile response as many people would like. So the Topper Switch is kind of like a hybrid. Oh my goodness. So like it has the comforting aspects of a membrane, but it has that tactile responsiveness from a mechanical Switch. And they also sound nice. Like a lot of people chase that thocky sound profile.
Yeah.
Like the quintessential thocky Switch is the Topper Switch.
Okay. Maybe I'll have to. I'm certainly gonna look into it. I want to hear that sound signature. I like I mentioned, I'm sort of getting to the point where the sound signature of the clicky is sort of starting to. I don't think I'm getting sick of it. I'm just like, kind of want to try something new.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think Sifo probably has some Topper boards. I wouldn't be surprised.
Dropped under. I will definitely ask him.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
What kind of people are buying these ridiculously priced skins?
people who think that they're going to go up even more with CS2 because they are ridiculously priced. I agree completely, but
like you need that.
people,
Oh,
one's still under. These kids are sweating really hard for unranked. I'll be honest. I'm just whiffing every shot, dude. I really thought I picked up the gun. Oh, it was a scout anyway. All right. I'm buying off. Fuck it.
oh,
Fuck it. No head armor. Let's send it. Let's send it. Have a decent peek for this.
oh, that was a terrible throw. Oh, one went inside that room.
Ladder room? Okay.
Oh my god. He's hopping from there.
I get him? Nope. Now I did.
oh.
Okay, last
Oh,
time
this is
on.
your expensive op skin.
This is my expensive op skin.
I was what is it called? I was just watching your episode with Zipple.
Oh!
Oh. 1v1. This skin is 10k. What? Oh my goodness. Oh.
Oh!
Oh. Nice try, nice try.
Unlucky.
Those gloves.
These kids, I'm gonna be honest, man. These kids are sweating really hard for unranked CS. They are really sweating. My goodness. Do you need to draw it?
No, I got it.
You're good? Okay. They are sweating.
What is your favorite esports game to watch? Not
CS,
playing.
CS. And honestly, it's just because I honestly think it is the best to watch, irrespective of the fact that I love to play it. I really do just think that, like,
really?
anyone... I just think CSGO has that magic, man. It's just 5v5, shoot that guy. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so easy to understand. You don't need to know what heroes do. You don't need to know what spells do, right? Like, it's just so easy. I swear, man, these kids are sweating.
Because for me,
Yeah?
I mean CS:GO's. I would say CS:GO's top 3 for sure. I also really enjoy StarCraft, which StarCraft 2.
OG.
Oh, StarCraft 2. Oh, OG and 2.
Oh, StarCraft 2? Okay, okay, yeah. Brood War is I never really played StarCraft 2, but I still love... Brood War still holds a very special place in my heart.
I might get
Yeah, I love
excommunicated by the Koreans for saying this, but I might like 2 better than the OG.
Oh, no.
That can be a hot take as a Korean.
Chat. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm so sad RTS just doesn't get a lot of love.
Yeah, you know what it is? I have this theory that a lot of it is actually like the fact that team-based esports just took over. You know what I mean? Like people
Yeah.
loved the act of like the sporty sort of like 5v5 or 3v3. Oh, I didn't shoot. Are you kidding me? Could have had him too. Oh my god, man, I'm just always blind. We're just grouped up here. Pushing pallet.
Oh, what?
There it is. Right as I turn.
Oh,
Unlucky.
oh my goodness.
Unlucky. Are you a Mirage fan? Do you like the map?
I do, yeah. I
You do?
predominantly played Mirage, Inferno, and Dust.
Yeah.
Like Nuke
Yeah,
was kind of terrible when I used to play, or it was a very heavily or it was a CT sider, I think.
all right, P90 time. Let's go.
Oh, P90.
Oh, that's some pretty
Oh.
special timing. Yeah, I think unfortunately StarCraft is just the XM below. Let's go. Oh, I believed. I believed, bro. Yeah, unfortunately people just don't watch StarCraft anymore. Honestly, that's just sort of the long and the short of it.
Hmm.
It's sad. It's really sad.
Yeah. I mean, I get it though. There's such a high ceiling for a game like StarCraft.
There is.
You just have
Yeah.
to put in so much effort to hit that level.
Yeah, you do.
Wait, I'm -1? How does that work? What? Is it because I DC'd?
Oh no. It actually probably is. Yeah, it probably is actually. That's so unlucky. Oh, that's so unlucky.
I
Oh no.
see.
Oh
I'm the
no.
pro. Wait, was DC always a -1? I
I
don't.
don't I don't know if it counts like as you killing yourself because you already loaded into the map, so maybe it counts as you like yeah.
I'm so sad.
That's unlucky, bro. Nah, we're all getting rolled. It's 14-1. It really doesn't matter.
Nothing A.
All B. Yeah. They're actually flashing out B apps. My God.
Maybe they're 5 stack.
Maybe they are. Yeah.
Oh
On the board. Let's go.
no, I'm 0 now. I'm
You
just
got it to 0, bro.
I am net neutral.
Never seen you lose these. Unlucky, bro. Unlucky.
I might be in the Hall of Fame for worst CS player on this show.
No. No.
I mean, you
No,
had
no, no.
nothing.
Yeah, but we didn't make Zipple play. We didn't
Oh,
make
oh,
Zipple
Zipple didn't
play.
play. Oh,
No, Zipple didn't play, so
does he
doesn't
play? It
count.
seemed like he was just a big like skins person.
He plays a little bit, I think,
Okay.
but he's mostly just a skins guy. I mean, I shouldn't say that. He actually does play CS. He's just
Hmm.
a lot out middle.
Oh shoot. Oh my goodness. Well, where was that guy?
Unlucky. Unlucky. You want to try? You
Oh,
want to try one more?
Yeah, I'm not for one more.
One more. I won't do. I won't subject you to more than one more.
No, no, I won't subject you to this.
It's fine, man. Really. All right, I invited you.
Oh, I got a case. Sick.
Oh, oh, hey yo, hey yo.
Do people still open a lot of cases?
Oh god, yeah. Oh, bro, literally record numbers for the last. Actually, no, I'll do. I'll
Record
just.
numbers.
Yeah, actually, record numbers would take off fucking. It does too. And cash, because cash is great. Um, yeah, literally record numbers of cases being opened in the last couple. So what happened was CS2 came out, skins stonked,
Hmm.
and then everybody started opening cases because they wanted to like get skins. Like even like Tim the Tapman was like opening a ton of cases on stream. Uh, there was like massive like record high. Like some cases were going for like $8 or $9 like just for the case on the Steam market. It was like crazy, and people were
Holy,
opening like
just for the case.
just for the case, just for the. It was crazy, actually crazy. It's since settled down a little bit, but
Are keys
yeah,
still 249 or have key prices gone up?
I think they got. Well, they're two. So they're 249 American, I think.
Hmm.
Still, I forget what the Canadian price is. I think it's still the same price.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
but yeah, they're expensive,
That's
and cases are.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if you're somebody who had skins, who's had skins since like back in like 2014, 2015, you are.
I cashed out on a knife on stream.
Oh no! When did you cash out?
Like a couple weeks ago,
So you probably made massive stonks then.
like 3, 4 times. Yeah,
Let's go. Let's go. We love that.
just
Yeah,
too
we love
much
to.
money for what it is for me.
Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy how expensive skins are. Yeah, it's nuts. Truly nuts. Um,
Do you think like the
yeah,
iconic skins will always retain that price?
I do. I think that no matter
Really?
how shiny ops get,
Uh-huh.
like mine's a good example. Like no matter how cool, pretty, shiny they get, I think that there is always going to be a like a legacy OG prestige around like the Dragon lore. Even though it's,
Mm,
a 9-year-old skin and other skins maybe look cooler to some people, but I just think
yeah.
Fire Serpent's the same way. I think people just there's going to be such a like prestige to it, you know?
I never understood the D lore. I mean, I know it's historic and it has legacy,
Yeah,
but I just never thought it
yeah.
it looked great.
Oh, I think it's so good. I
What
think it
what
looks
is your
so good.
favorite like skin line?
Skin line, like favorite collection,
Yeah,
or
maybe
just
that's the
favorite
word.
skin, or favorite like skin.
Uh, sure. Or yeah, let's say favorite skin then.
I honestly think my favorite skin is the Dragon Lore. I think that it is.
Really?
Even though I don't own one, I think that I don't know, man. It made CS:GO skins.
Mm,
It's not just that it has legacy. It's that it like there was never a reason to like go on Reddit and try to like find somebody to like buy. You know what I mean? Like to like line up a deal for a skin basically
mhm.
prior to the Dragon Lore. The Dragon Lore was like the thing that like everybody lusted after, like the day it came out, and like to this day, 9 years later, it's like still the case. I don't know. I just think there's something so cool about it, and maybe it's because I also love medieval stuff, but there's something about the theme and just it speaks to me. I don't know why I don't own one, man. I should own a Dragon Lore. Like
It's
I could
so
trade.
expensive.
Yeah, but keep in mind, I could trade the op that I currently use is on par with price, right?
Oh,
So I could
really? Oh my
It is,
goodness.
yeah. So I could just trade it one for one. I would never buy one now. I would never like spend that kind of money on one. That would be insane. But I've
Damn.
owned this op for years and it has gone up a lot in value, obviously. So I could just trade it. But yeah,
That's
yeah.
wild.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, look, the Dragon Lore has obviously reached a price where it is like sort of insane.
Hmm.
But like it's sort of the same thing of spending like an insane amount of money on like a key, a key cult or something, right? It's like
I don't know. I view it differently.
why? I'm curious.
Like, what if CS:GO just dies one day?
Yeah, that's true.
There
That's true.
would
Nobody
be
can
no
like make
market
their
for,
keyboard.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I just feel like the market is just going up and up. And now with CS2, I think prior to the announcement of CS2, I think people seriously thought about this.
Hmm.
But I think that now with CS2, I really think that people have sort of like realized that it will just Counter-Strike will just be around forever. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it just won't go anywhere. But honestly, man, even prior to the announcement of CS2, like it's like Brood War. It's like people will just, let's say Valve never did CS2. Let's say they just left it at CS:GO, right?
Mhm.
People would just play CS:GO forever because
Mm.
the game is perfect. There's like, you know what I mean, in terms of balancing, in terms of mechanics, in terms of like, it's just you could just play it forever, right? And
Yeah.
so yeah. But you're right. It's not exactly one to one because nobody can like take your key cult away. If you put it in your closet, that's it. It's going to be there forever, right? But if CS:GO just goes down tomorrow, then that's true. You lose your investment.
Do you think I've seen some of the changes with CS2? Do you think that um, do you think the current pro players will have a hard time adjusting to it, or do you think it'll translate pretty one to one from CS:GO?
I think I think that the changes are deeper than people expect. I think that there are like really a lot of little things that will change the way the game is played at a pretty fundamental level, right? Not being able to like one-way smokes,
Mm-hmm.
right? Being able to throw an HE to dispel a smoke
Mm-hmm.
is a very big deal, obviously. Like at the highest level of play, that's an extremely like earth-shattering change.
Right.
And I do genuinely wonder, yeah, if like I think the pros realize how substantial the changes are, but I wonder if yeah, if they really, you know, if they're
Mm-hmm.
ready for it. But oh, there we go. Oh,
Oh,
Dust 2, baby. Let's
nice.
go. Let's go.
Can you still wallbang mid doors?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yes. You just there's that overhang. You've seen the new Dust 2 with like the overhang from T-Spawn?
I
Because that was like 2 years ago
think
they did that.
so. You have to drop down
Well,
to suicide.
yes, you have to drop down suicide. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you can still wallbang the doors from suicide though.
Okay, okay.
So my wife is asking in chat, what is your favorite skin?
Oh, I like the Red Line series
You
collection.
like the red line? Oh,
Yeah,
that's base. That's
I'm
base.
just a
Yeah, yeah.
classic minimal guy.
Classic minimalist. That's so sick. I thought you were gonna
uh,
hit me with something like a polycarb, like you know, like
I don't even know what that is.
oh, I just mean like they have like the X-ray, you know, like the X-ray skin, like the just because it looks like a polycarb in a keyboard,
Oh,
basically.
I see, I see, I see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll run the M4A4 for the memes. Are you a big Valorant guy? Like, do you enjoy Valorant? Because I know you said that CS is
Mm,
like the shooter for you, but
no, I'm not a. I prefer CS.
yeah, me too.
I,
I
I
can
just
play it for fun sometimes,
I
but
don't like shooting games where like movement plays a big part. That's so like Apex for example, like movement is a whole nother thing in that game.
yes,
Even like Fortnite, I didn't really enjoy just because there's just all this fluff. I just
I've
want it
never
to be
played it.
about raw shooting skills.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
with you on
CS:GO is the
that.
only one that's truly like that.
It pretty much is. The movement on or the skill ceiling on movement is lower in Valorant, but obviously with all the agent abilities and stuff, it's just there's so much more
Yeah,
to factor in. Yeah.
and also the fact that you can just like control your spray pattern if you practice it,
Yep.
whereas like Valorant is always
Yep.
just randomized. So
That's true. Go P250 smoke flash because I'm a gangster. Let's go. I'm gonna flash scout long.
yes, sir.
Pretty clear
Oh, you
sight.
can ping?
Yeah, they added pings now. It's sick.
What? Ah,
All right, all right. We're
this is
rolling,
looking
bro.
better.
Looking better. Let's go. Looking good. Oh yeah, the dualies are the wave now, bro. Dualies are the
Wait,
tech.
really?
I'm dead serious. They're not a meme gun anymore. Pro players buy them on CT all the time now. Dead ass.
Huh.
Oh, Sifo's in chat, by the way.
Yeah, I saw. I
Just
responded
hopped
to
in.
him.
Yeah.
Oh,
He just said if I ever ask him for Toper, he'll block me.
I don't think he likes Toper actually.
Is it like a hipster take, like to not like Toper?
No, I don't think so.
Or are you the hipster for liking them?
No, Toper is it's polarizing.
Okay.
It's usually like a love or hate thing. There's no in between for Topra. Have you asked Sifo about artisans?
About artisan like mouse pads?
Oh no, sorry, artisan keycaps. That's a whole nother.
No, I think we've talked about it briefly once or twice, but I really want to get into them. Like, I really want to get myself a nice artisan.
Oh, someone's crossing. How do I plant? E? Oh, it is E. Ask him about his collects.
He's exposing me. This guy's gonna come through tons, I know it.
Wait, Duallys suck! Or is it me?
No, they do suck.
Oh,
they're only good on pistol,
I hit him
bro.
once!
They're only good on pistol round when you're on CT, basically. I should have told you that. That's my bad. That's my bad, Taeha. That one's my fault. That one's my fault.
No, it might have been me. I just missed.
No. What people realized is that because on pistol rounds you only need to hit one shot headshot, right, to get the kill. People realize you can spam them on CT. You can play close angles and you can literally just be brain dead and you can just like yeah. And people realize it's like actually no memes good because yeah. No one's slashing you long, I don't think.
Oh my.
Oh! It just swings the corner. Motherfucker. Oh my god, he's letting it bark too.
Oh, I dropped my Glock?
Yeah, you're gonna need that. Oh.
Oh crap,
Oh.
I'm pressing.
Okay.
Wow. How much is this skin going for?
That skin is, I think it's like 2K.
2K.
All right, nice.
That's a terrible. Did he kill
He's on
the
site.
hopper?
He's on site. He's on site. Yeah, he should be close. Yep.
No! No! Oh my.
One tap. One tap. There it is. One tap, baby.
Oh
and
my
the plant.
goodness.
And the plant.
Oh.
And the plant. We love that out of you.
This is
We
rough.
love that out of you, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that was great. Oh, that was great. Fuck. Little nervous, but you got it, dude. A little nervous, but you closed. Nobody's crossed. Nobody crossed. Nobody crossed.
Okay.
Me.
I want out.
I'm gonna give up the mid watch. You could get flanked from mid, theoretically.
Oh,
Just be careful.
No, I missed the zip. I'm lagging. My computer must be dying.
Is it? You know what it could be? I just realized that it could be the West Coast, East Coast difference between the two of us.
Oh.
Like, what's my ping?
No,
30 ping. You're on 77 ping.
I don't even think it's ping. I think it's just like frame drops.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm barely getting like 60. Ooh.
All right, good round. Let's go. We're back in it.
Are you also big into stickers? I never understood stickers. Yeah.
Not really, if I'm being honest. They are immensely valuable, but I'm not really into them.
Oh, technical timeout. What the?
I think it's because they have a lever, or no, he came back. Okay. I was gonna ask you, Do you have a least favorite Switch?
Oh, that's hard. I mean, there are definitely bad Switches,
Yeah,
especially like a lot of older vintage ones can be pretty not so great.
we're just in sight. All right.
Oh, there's one more long. Oh,
Oh my God,
there's a guy hopping from car.
these guys seem like they're pretty new. I'm not gonna lie.
It's perfect.
Woo! As I say that, he Ferrari beats me. As I say that,
I know you said you hate cherry blues. Have you ever heard of jailhoused clicky switches?
no.
Oh, that might also be something interesting for you to try if you like clickies.
Yeah. Okay. Jailhouse. All right. One tap. Easy. Easy, bro. Yeah, we're in the trenches now, dude. Like this is
This is what I like.
yeah, yeah. Oh, two ops. Let's go. Make it three. Let's go.
Not in the negatives.
I was gonna ask you though, do you have a good rec? Because I actually do get this question a fair bit, and like as I said, I'm really obviously I'm gonna flash you long. By the way, you're just gonna run out here and get the op kill, flashing. Can trade me.
No, no one's peaked.
Molly Car. I can't flash. Okay. This is a question that I actually get a fair bit, and like I said, I'm not even the person to ask because I don't know anything really about them. But do you have a recommendation for like a first ever custom? Like someone who's never built a custom board, they want to get into the hobby. Like, do you feel like there's a good like what's your like go-to starter board that you recommend people?
There's actually a ton now.
I feel like there are, yeah.
Yeah, like post pandemic, a lot of vendors have been trying to make more beginner friendly and budget friendly products.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's tons. I mean, Novel Keys has a 65% that you can get for I think under $100 for just a case. There's the NK65. There's the Bakaneko from Canon Keys, which a lot of people start on. I actually would not recommend the GMMK anymore.
Why?
The GMMK was great for its price and what it offered at the time, but there have
Yeah.
been more competitive. I didn't even see anyone.
Offerings now.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I guess that's just how fast the industry is evolving, right? Like,
Yeah. Each enemy? What is this? $1,000 shorthanded income?
because they have two levers. Oh, that's unlucky.
Oh.
That sucks. That sucks.
Was that
Switch
always a
to-
thing?
I believe so. Feel bad. Oh, this
Oh
is me.
my goodness. Oh, you
I'll
get it
flash
every
wrong.
every round.
Yeah. They can buy. I mean, they can get like guns out every round, but so then if I ask you, because I was gonna ask you, you say that you're obviously I'm gonna flash you again by the way.
Oh,
That you're
another
not
guy
super
just
into the
left.
pre-built market. Do you not have any recommendations? People ask you for like the best like mass-produced keyboard.
I do. I
You do,
generally
okay.
I like Leopold keyboards. Um, the Niz Plum or like the Niz keyboards are also somewhat popular, especially amongst like StarCraft players.
Yeah, I know a few StarCraft OGs who love the Leopolds too.
Yeah, that would be my preferred like mass-produced pick.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like it's an OG pick.
Yeah, and like the keycap quality of Leopold keyboards are it's a steal for the price. Where is this guy? Right?
I don't know. Maybe he's up here. Oh, I cleared it
Oh,
too. Where the fuck was he? Oh, he was sitting behind the. Oh, nice. Oh, maybe he was in tons. Unlucky. Not. I know maybe they're a little too like. We can rush be good spawns for this. Do you still recommend duckies or no?
no, I don't really know. I feel like Ducky's been kind of dormant these days, or have I
Yeah.
just not been paying attention?
I don't. I've not been paying attention at all, man. So
Yeah, I don't really hear Ducky being thrown around anymore.
hate that flash.
What was the what pre-builds did you use before building your custom?
I used. I think I had like a Corsair keyboard for a long time.
Okay.
Um, I did have a one of those like 2018 OG Akko Ducky collabs
Okay.
that I really liked actually. I still have it. I really liked that board. It was really nice. But this was like pre the like Ducky 1 and 1.2 or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, that's pretty much it. I really didn't care about my keyboard for a long time. It wasn't until I sort of like started researching my custom that I actually like cared, I guess. I don't know.
What got you into it?
This guy's here again. Oh my god. What got me into it? I guess the same thing as everybody else. I guess I just was like, I was a serious gamer and I also write for a living. Like I type things for a
Oh,
living.
true.
So I was just like, I don't know, maybe it makes sense for me to care about my keyboard. And then I just started, looking into customs, thought they were really cool, and I was like, wow, I really should, be spoiling myself a lot more than I am.
Mm.
That was pretty much it, I think. Of course I have bomb. One is cat, or no, maybe we threw that. Could be ninja. Oh, plant here. I was gonna ask you. Sifo says it was him. It actually is not untrue. It basically was. Yeah, basically was. I was gonna ask you. So, do you have like a dream, like streamer, personality, pro player, content creator, whatever that you would love to build a keyboard for?
Oh yes, lots.
Yeah,
But I guess
lots.
top of the list would.
Top of the
I mean,
list.
I gotta say Faker.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Faker.
Faker.
Who else? Kenny
Why
S.
Faker? Why Faker?
Just Korean pride. I mean, jokes aside, I also I avidly played League growing up, so
Yeah. Okay.
like in my books, he's like a Michael Jordan in my books for esports.
Fair. Fair. Yeah.
Yeah, Kenny S. I loved
Kenny.
watching Kenny. Like back when I was serious about CS, like, I would always bet skins on Kenny, Kenny's
Aw.
team, regardless of whether his team was good or not. I would always bet my skins on Kenny S.
Honestly, man, it was a surefire like it was a surefire thing back in the day, man. Like
Yeah, I mean, I
I
can't
remember
say I made money on it, but
I definitely did, man. Back
oh,
in like
really?
20 Oh, dude, back in like 2014, CS:GO Lounge, fucking like
Oh,
you could play.
yeah.
Oh, dude, you could make a killing because they play these like online or like these like North American tournaments, and like Titan would be playing like fucking I don't know, like netcode guys or luminosity or whatever, and it would just absolutely destroy them. And the odds were never good, but you could always get free money because it was just
Yeah.
like such a beatdown, right? Like that's a sick answer though. Yeah, I'm sure Kenny would say yes though. Kenny's just, like he just announced his retirement literally right at the major.
Oh, he
So, like,
retired?
yeah, he just announced his retirement like a week ago, bro.
Who is considered like the new Kenny S in terms of like being a god tier opper?
God tier opper. Well, so like Simple obviously is the opper for his team.
Hmm.
But opping has sort of changed in the recent meta, right? Because nowadays it's basically this thing where if you are the best player on your team, you basically have to op. Because the op is just
Oh.
such an OP weapon, right? That it's just like if you're Zywoo or Simple
Uh-huh.
or Device, like you basically just have to op because it's just so good, right? You're sort of just trolling if you don't.
Hmm.
Um yeah, I guess Simple. I guess Simple. Oh, bro, if he wins this, okay, come on.
Would
Please
you
have a kick.
would you say there's like a faker of CS:GO?
Simple.
Simple, really?
It's the
Okay.
consistency. It's the consistency. He doesn't have the championships that rival the SKT dynasty, right?
Hmm.
But he has the consistency. That's the thing about Simple is that his individual statistics are just year after year are just so insane
Hmm.
that it's ridiculous. Like he the guy just doesn't have a bad year. You know what I mean? Like he yeah. It's almost more impressive because Faker obviously SKT oh, that's unlucky. Like it's almost unlucky because obviously or different I should say because SKT obviously win or won for a very long time, right?
Yeah.
So but there was a long time obviously where Navi were not winning majors.
Yeah.
The vast majority of their lifespan in CS:GO, in fact, they were not winning majors. So it was
Mm.
sort of impressive that he managed to be that good. But yeah. So if you had to pick one, though, it's Kenny. Say it's Kenny. Come on, it's gotta be Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny.
Yeah, it's gotta be Kenny, bro. Speaking of MJ, Kenny is like that fucking that era, bro. That 2014, 2015 Kenny S like peak, like
Mhm.
that fucking it's like one of my favorite like times in esports ever.
Yeah,
Like
for
it was
sure.
so exciting. Like it's like on par with like Platinum Age Brood War. Like it's on par with like that 2010 StarCraft,
Yeah,
right?
like
Like
I would study like pro games just so I could make a better educated bet.
were you a real gambler? Like you were a real like
I mean, nothing too crazy. I was a college student, but
yeah.
uh, yeah, my top two biggest games in college were League and CS:GO. Like I would grind with my boys.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice. Yeah,
before
I'm a
the
Dota player, so
oh, you were a
never
Dota
played
player. Okay.
never played League really. But
Uh,
I watched it a little bit back then. I watch it more now because I for a living obviously I
right,
keep
right.
up with esport, but I play
Yeah.
it for fun. I play it for fun. Yeah.
Who was your like MVP in your heart?
In any esport or League of Legends?
In CS:GO, sorry. Do you have like a personal, like someone you fanboy for the most?
I just genuinely think that there will basically never be anything greater than that like year or so of Kenny S in 2014, 15. I really do think that there was a time when it just felt like he was breaking rules. Like he was doing things that nobody else on the planet could do with an op. And it just
Right.
felt like like right, like he just did shit that was so insane. I don't know, man. I to me it's that peak he hit. It's like the Jordan
Yeah.
versus LeBron thing. It's just like it's I just don't think anything will ever top the hysteria around Jordan. You know what I mean? When he was
Uh,
Jordan. Like
I'm
it's just to me it's just yeah.
yeah. Didn't they even like change? I remember they changed the op mechanics just to
Yeah.
like almost target Kenny's.
Basically, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
basically. I think there was a few others too. Like JW is also a factor, and I think that
Yeah.
like people,
Guardian
I think
was also huge.
Guardian,
Yeah.
and I think Valve realized that like it was broken, it was like OP,
Hmm.
but Kenny was definitely the main culprit, and
Mm.
yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Kenny is he's my goat. I don't know. I love Simple. I'm a huge Simple fanboy. I'm a huge Zywoo fanboy too. I lent him skins that he used at the major, and Yeah,
Wow.
and he's a lovely guy too. Zaiwu is a very, if he wasn't so obsessed with the Wu-Ting, I was gonna say you should actually reach out for a commission. He's a very nice guy. He's an extremely kind dude.
Hmm.
But yeah, I love Zaiwu, but Kenny is just, he's the goat, dude.
What
He's the
about
goat.
favorite team in your heart?
I cheer for Liquid now because I am an NA like diehard in CS:GO. Like I'm
Okay.
always cheer because they're the home team. I cheer for them because they're NA. But
Hmm.
historically, it's Navi
Navi.
because
Oh, okay.
yeah, because I watched them win those majors in 2010 and 1.6. They won 4 majors back to back,
Hmm.
and then didn't win a major in CS:GO for like literally like what the hell it was 7 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Like right until 2021.
I
So
see.
yeah. What about you? Did you have a
Well, they've been
team?
under many names. I guess before they were Astralis, I rooted for them.
Oh
They
yeah,
were my favorite team. Yeah, as a team, like as a
TSM.
player, I liked Kenny S. But
Hmm.
that lineup of Device, Kerrigan, they were like Dignitas at one point.
Yeah.
They like switched brands a
TSM,
lot. Yeah, yeah, TSM. Yeah,
TSM, Dignitas, and then it was Astralis was like when they finally sort of
yeah,
settled down to their own brand. But
yeah. As a
great
team, they
lineup.
were my favorite unit.
Did you see that Dupree just won the major?
Oh, he did? No, I actually did not watch or finish watching this year's major.
So Dupree just won the Paris major.
Oh,
He
wow.
has now won 5 CS:GO majors, the most in history,
Oh,
and he also is the only player to have attended every CS:GO major from 2013 all the way to now, 2023.
oh, wow.
Yeah, really
Dang.
impressive.
Does
Yeah,
Kerrigan
really
still
impressive.
coach? I think last time I heard he was
He
coaching.
plays.
Oh, he
He won
plays. He
a
still
he
plays.
won a he won a major in 2021 as a
Oh,
player.
wow.
Yeah, dude, he's like
Wow, these
33, I
guys are
think.
playing for
Yeah,
so long.
I know.
What a
I know.
I also really liked watching what is it? Pasha Biceps? Was he still
Oh,
around?
Pasha, the goat. Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
still around? Okay.
Bro, you want to hear something crazy? Okay, so he streams, like he streams.
Oh,
He
he
he does
streams.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, he streams. But you want to hear something crazy? So because I told you I'm an avid cyclist, right?
Mhm.
So Pasha he rode on his bicycle from Poland to the CS:GO major in Paris.
Oh my.
1,800 kilometers.
What?
1,800 kilometers. Yeah, he biked it. He fucking biked it, dude. I know.
Oh
What an
my.
absolute animal, right?
Oh
Ridiculous.
my.
Yeah. Yeah. Pasha's great. It was lovely.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, well, I don't want to keep you any longer, man. You've been really generous with your time. We've had an absolute lovely gamer session, chill
Yeah,
session.
no, thank you for having me on.
No, please. It was, thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Hopefully, I was enjoying for your viewers. I don't know if they're into keyboards or not.
I think a lot of them are probably into keyboards.
Okay.
I think that it's the same thing we were sort of talking about earlier. I think that there's just a huge crossover of people who are very, very serious about gaming
Hmm.
who have never like it's never really occurred to them to be serious about keyboards, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, and
for
it's,
sure.
it's sort of what happened to me. Like, it just sort of made sense one day. You were just like, ah, man, I spend my whole life around a keyboard, basically. Like, why wouldn't I, you know, make it a passion project of mine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think people are always asking, how do I get into it, and is it scary? How do I build a custom? What's a good custom? Blah blah blah. So, yeah,
Nice, nice. Yeah.
yeah, man.
If I'm ever in Toronto, I'd love to interview you in
Yeah.
person.
Oh,
The
please,
reverse the
dude.
score feature.
Yeah, dude. Let's do it, please. So if you're around, just
Yeah.
just hit me up, man. Sifo too. Sifo lives in
Oh, true.
Toronto.
Yeah, we can all grab food
Yeah,
together.
I'll grab a bite. Yeah,
Nice,
dude.
nice.
That would be sick. Well, thank you so much. Obviously, if you want to, please, like plug. I know you're live right now, but plug to your where people can find you, your socials, your channels, etc.
Oh, yeah, I'm just Taeha types on all the social media, except for OnlyFans. That's Taeha Pipes. I'm just kidding. Don't subscribe there. But yeah, Taeha types on all the socials. I do actually have an OnlyFans, but I don't post anything there.
Do you have subscribers?
I have two, which kind of sucks because I have to file taxes on it just for two subscribers. But I just claimed it for the branding, Taeha Types or Taeha Pipes. Sorry.
Oh, that's great, actually.
Yeah.
Fuck me. All right. Well, thank you, chat, for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Thank you for showing a warm welcome to Taeha, and yeah, hopefully play again soon.
Yeah.
I'd love
Thank
to.
you.
Yeah, man. So I will log off chats. We'll see you next time. Back on Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern time.
Bye,
Be sure to
chat.
check out Taeha's YouTube channel.
Oh, check out
Be
the
sure to check out
scores. I mean, my viewers probably all know the score, so who doesn't know the score at this point if you're into gaming?